All right. Let me check my time. Make sure okay. Thank you all for coming. I know you guys really want to be here and listen to my presentation, but today I'm going to be answering 4 questions, and those 4 questions are: why did I select the project that I did? What did I accomplish for my project? What did I learn for my project? And how do I think it will benefit me in my future life? So, on to the first question. Why did I select the project I did? To answer this question, we got to understand what type of project that I chose. So for my project, I chose to draw a building inside of AutoCAD. For those of you who don't know, AutoCAD is a software that is used mainly by engineers and architects to design technical drawings of buildings and communicate the designs to contractors. This works by designing out the drawing in 2D, slicing the building at different sections, and looking at it from a top-down view. As I said before, AutoCAD is a program that is widely used among engineers, which is why I chose it. I plan to study mechanical engineering at university and to use that degree in an engineering job beyond that. And it is quite possible that I will be using AutoCAD in university and at this job. On to the next part. What did I accomplish in my project? As you may have guessed from the earlier section, I drew and designed a building in AutoCAD for my project. At the beginning of my project, I had literally no clue what AutoCAD was. I didn't even know how to draw a simple rectangle, let alone an entire building. So it took a lot of learning the tools and what they do and how a building is supposed to look. So after learning this, I actually went on to drawing the building, which was basically the other half of the 30-ish hours I put into my project. To design the building, there are 2 main drawings that I have. I'll be passing these around in a second, but it includes 4 subsets with 2 main drawings. The 2 main drawings are the foundation and the roof plan. And while the subset includes floor-level snippets of drawing in the roof plan, as well as some section cuts, which I'll explain later. Each of these plans is a horizontal cut of the building, the slicing I talked about earlier, looking at it from the top down, so a bird's eye view of a slice. The foundation plan has the slice at the foundation, while the roof plan has it at the roof. Yeah. The section cuts, again, mark a part of the plan and basically says, whatever section that I'm cutting out, I'm going to show you a more detailed version of this later in the drawing. So if you're looking at the foundation and you see a section cut in the foundation, it's basically saying, I'm going to show you what this foundation is supposed to look like with all of the concrete, all of the rocks, whatever vapor barrier you want to put on it. And then each plan is put into something called a title block. This title block includes a bunch of different information. It's kind of like a title page for your essay, basically who drew it, what's it for, presented to whom, stuff like that. And then finally, after that, the project is basically done. It's ready to print and be put into something like this, and my slides. So I'm going to be handing these out. There's only 3 of them, and I know there's kind of 4.5 rows, but you guys can share. So there you go. You can take a look at it, pass it back, and I'm going to be using the slides and pointing to different things and explaining what they are. So if I get this the right way, can I have a stick, Mr. Oettinger? Here, point somewhere. There we go. Okay. The first page, it's like the title page. It's in a title block. This is the title block around the edges, which includes information just like what it is, what's it for. I said it was a Cornerstone equipment room. That's not an actual thing. It was just needed to call it something, so it's an equipment room. And so this is our foundation plan. You see here, this is modeled so that every 3/8 inch is equal to 1 foot. And so here we see different things like the dimensions, and and each of these lines that you see here are in something called layers. And layers are color-coded lines that tell you, okay, this is what this is for. So the dotted line, that's its own thing. That's its own color. The dimensions are red, it's its own color. The section cut is its own color. And that's what a section cut looks like. It basically tells you, hey, I'm going to show you a detailed version of what it looks like right here later, which you will see. And the words here, it mainly probably doesn't mean anything to you, but basically telling you 4 inches of concrete poured on with number 4-inch rebar at 12 inches off center each way at mid depth, so 2 inches of the concrete, over a vapor barrier, so you don't have vapor seeping up from the ground into the concrete, over a clean crushed rock. So, and that's the foundation. This is the door, so that's what a door looks like. All right, guys, it has like that opening. You can kind of see it. There you go. Okay. Now this is the roof plan, which also includes kind of some snippets that you would see in a floor plan. I didn't do a floor plan because I kind of ran out of time, but includes stuff you'd see in a floor plan like a window. So the window, you have to dimension literally everything. So 6 feet, and there's a 3-foot window, 3-foot window. The door is still there. And basically, this is, again, top-down view. I have another section cut here to show you what the roof will look like at the end at 24 inches off center. So each of these lines is part of the roof, and it's 24 inches, 2 feet in between each of these lines. You off center it all the way down. And then there's a ridge beam line that holds up all of these things, because it's basically, if you think of it as a right triangle, 2 right triangles coming in at the middle, and the ridge beam line is the one at the top, basically supporting all of this. And windows, you got your headers, you still got to dimension everything, so there's a little bit of overlap in between the, like, where the walls are and how far the roof goes out. So there's a 2-foot overlap. Things like that. Again, it's in a title block, tells you all the information. And now we're on to the footing details. So if you remember from this, we had a section cut on the foundation. And this shows up here. This is your foundation, which is concrete. There's your clean crushed rock that is under the foundation. And it doesn't show you here, but there's a vapor barrier, which is basically a very thin plastic material that makes sure that water doesn't seep into the concrete and make it expand and crack and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff here that really doesn't mean anything to you, but it really means something to the people who are trying to make the foundation and stuff like that. And here's the roof detail. It's a little bit, I have another one later. It's a little bit thing, but here's the right triangle I was talking about, and an overhang. This is the wall. This is looking at it from the side. Goes up. The ridge beam would be right here, and then this is the roof. More section cuts. This is a better representation of the roof. Here you go, is the roof on the side. These are the walls. The 24 inches off center are layered this way along the roof. And then this is a traditional window. So windows with, if you take physics, you'll find this out. But you really don't want your window to be supporting all the force of the roof, which is why you have these doubled up 2x4s that go on the sides of it and bring all the force down into the ground, because you don't want it resting on your window, or else your window is going to just break. And so that's why. And so that's what I did for the project. It's not really that advanced at all, again, because a lot of the time was into research and all the other things, learning AutoCAD, because it's really, really complicated for good reason, because you can do a lot of stuff with it. But I had to be able to navigate through all the hard things just to do an easy thing. And so that's really the basics of it. And finally, on to the last question. How do I think it will benefit me? As I said earlier, I plan to attend the Master's University and get a mechanical engineering degree. Engineers use AutoCAD a lot, and familiarizing myself with the program that engineers use on a daily basis can only help me in my future career. Not only will it simply be helpful in that area, but it also might give me an edge over other people who also have aspirations of becoming engineers. Or on an alternative, if I take an AutoCAD class in college, I'll already have the foundation set for my college class. And so that's how I think it will benefit me. Thank you guys for listening. That is the end. Questions.
We can take about 1 minute for questions.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi. How much, if any, like artistic skill goes into like using AutoCAD?
See, the there's not a lot of, like, if you see the actual drawing, as I said, when I printed it out, it was all gray.
Yeah.
But each line has its own color for layers. And so it low-key, you think that'd look nice, it looks really ugly, I'm gonna be honest. There's not a lot of artistic things because you gotta abide by the rules and they say this is how it is, so this is how it's gotta look. And so there's a little bit of like, oh man, it's symmetrical. Oh man, it's, you know, a really perfect square. But other than that, there's not really like any color themes or anything like that in it. Any other questions? Yes, Katya.
Do you do all those printouts on AutoCAD?
Yeah. So what happened was all those prints are from AutoCAD, but my dad did the printing at his work because he works at the Folsom Dam, and so he's access to the materials there to print out a drawing like that. Yes, Stephen.
Did you go off of something like pre-existing, like it should look like this? This is the roof plane, or did you just go from blank?
I a little bit went from blank. I looked at, there wasn't a direct building that I was like, okay, he draws a line here, I'm going to draw a line here. Mm-hmm. But there were videos that's like, okay, this is what it should look like. It should include all of these details. And so that's what I did from it. So it wasn't like a copy, but more like inspiration. All right, is that it?
Well done, Ethan.
Okay, thank you guys.